everyone, it's your girl Miss Cole, and I'm back coming to you this Thursday evening. I get it. Maino, you want a trend. You want to get your name out there because your music career wasn't as popping as you thought it would be. I totally understand. But it's one thing to say something that's going to be salacious but entertaining that we can all laugh about and giggle and talk about and be comfortable discussing. But it's another thing when you throw in the word slave, the words whipping, and the words white woman or the term white woman all in one sentence. Maino likes to be whipped like a slave by white women. Yes, Maino enjoys slave play and not the play by Jeremy O. Harris. He likes to engage in slave play, as in role play during sex. To anyone listening, if you have children, I suggest that you either put your headphones on while listening to this, or tell them to go into another room, because I am going to go there with this. I'm disgusted. I am disgusted by this because this is deplorable. Maino was in prison for 10 years. So we don't know what this man went through. But I'm going to read first from XXL magazine what this man said on Angela Lee's podcast. Maino says he likes to role play as a runaway slave during sex with white women. Maino recently revealed he has a very specific fantasy that involves white women and him role playing as a runaway slave. In an interview on Angela Yee's Lip Service podcast that dropped on Tuesday, the Brooklyn rapper and reality TV star was in the middle of a conversation about participating in certain proclivities within the bedroom when a light bulb went off in his head. That's when Maino began to explain in explicit detail a certain fantasy he has. Apparently, one of the things that the high hater spitter enjoys most when engaging in sexual activity is playing out the role of a slave who, after being physically reprimanded by a slave owner, has sexual relations with said slave owner's wife. I like to be a runaway slave, the Love and Hip Hop star told the Lip Service host. I like to play like a disobedient slave with a white woman. It's two of them. It's like me getting whooped, right? Most of them don't want to play like that. They say, this is a nut. It's like, listen, you're going to act like your master's wife. And I just got whooped by master for eyeballing you. But the whole time, you've been really, you liked it. You've been eyeballing me. It's some freaky shit. Then I'm going to come out all sweaty, just finished getting whooped. And then you're going to say, no, Billy Joe, no. No, Billy Joe, no. Master's not going to like it. He's not going to like it. And I'll say, you know you want it, lady. This is a whole script. Reactions to Maino's description of his unique bedroom fantasy came hard and fast, with social media users mostly criticizing the rapper, implying that pretending to be a runaway slave with a white female partner is downright outlandish. One IG user wrote, he could have kept that. You basically given them a pass to say the hard ER. We are really too desensitized when it comes to making slavery jokes or talking about it. Ain't it funny? Another wrote. A third user hit the Instagram post comment section writing certain things should be kept to ourselves, and this is one of them because what WTF. Bro, I could have went my whole life without this information. Another Instagram user simply stated. You can read more social media reactions to Maino's description fantasies below on XXL, and you can also go to the website, the Instagram page on Angela Lee's Zip Service. And you can also go to the Neighborhood Talk. Maino, you are a freaking coon for this. You are disgusting. You are deplorable. You basically just advertise yourself as a buck to the highest bidder. And I got a problem with you talking about this on Angela Yee's lip service, because Angela Yee does not consider herself a black woman. See, we got the game twisted. So we think just because somebody looks like us when it comes to skin color and even certain type of phenotypes, we think that they're one of us. Angela Yee does not consider herself black. Angela Yee considers herself to be Asian because her father's Asian. Now, I'm not going to knock this. Angela Yee is right to an extent because you are what your father is, if you look at it in biblical terms. But Angela Yee considers herself to be Asian because she don't want to be considered black. And it has a lot to do with Angela Yee being Caribbean. So she grew up in that type of household where she separates herself from black people, as in black Americans, as in FBAs and ADOS. So because of that, I'm really upset that he said that on her podcast. I wish he would have kept that to himself, because I personally believe that Maino is paid. I believe that this is something that he probably wants to get off of his chest because it's bothering his conscience. I wouldn't put it past him that it's a white woman and a white man. How does Maino really make money? Think about it. Maino hasn't had a hit since like 2015 when he was with Erica Jane. And that song did go #1 on the dance charts. But besides that, Maino is not big in hip hop. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's a male prostitute. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets paid being a slave. Also, he went to prison and he was desensitized. And we don't know what this man went through in prison. 10 years, you go in there when you're about 21? He wasn't even 21. I think he was a teenager. And you get released when you're like 28, 29. That's your whole youth. Come on. You know the vibes. You know what happened, more than likely. Flippity flip, floppity flop. And it could have been forced, or it could have been, it could have been chosen. He could have chosen to do it. But I wouldn't laugh at that. But at the same time, what he's just revealed to you is that black men, many black men in the entertainment industry are broken. And I always talk about, whether it's on my podcast or whether it's amongst my friends, my acquaintances, my peers, the cool kids are usually the ones who are the weirdest. Meaning that the ones that we celebrate are usually the people that if we know them, we wouldn't want to be like them. We wouldn't want to be around them. The people that we find repulsive in real life because they do things on a straight and narrow are actually the cool kids, 9 times out of 10. People that you notice that make fun of you, diss you, or diss others behind closed doors, they do some weird, kinky stuff. I've heard Maino's interviews when he talked about K. Michelle. I mean, the way he cracked jokes on her, it was deplorable. Talked about her hair, talked about how she was ugly. And you could say what you want to about K. Michelle, but K. Michelle has always been unapologetically honest. This one right here, he faked the front funk for years. And he played a lot of people. And look, he likes slave play. He likes slave play. We don't know. They could be rumming stuff up his, you know what, doing, choking him, smacking him. They could be penetrating him, riding him, making him eat feces, putting stuff on his face, riding him like a donkey, making him pick up pails of buckets with his mouth, and the rusty buckets too, making him dress like a runaway slave, catching him, whipping him. I mean, they could be doing some deplorable stuff. But you know what? The one thing I know, I ain't involved in it. Hey. And hey, to any woman that wants to be with him, good luck with that. And any woman that fantasized over this man for years ago, shame on you. I feel bad for you. I never did. And that's my take on the Maino situation. I gotta go. Good night. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. Later.